Nobody expected the 2026 World Junior Championships to become the stage for one of the most anticipated sprint rivalries in years. On one side stands Gout Gout, the Australian teenage sensation whose explosive finishing speed has left fans and analysts searching for comparisons. On the other is Tate Taylor, the American high school star who stunned the track world by defeating an Olympic champion and delivering one of the fastest 200-meter performances ever seen from a junior athlete. Now, both are headed toward the same finish line, with only one gold medal waiting. But here's what makes this showdown so fascinating. It's not just about who has the faster personal best. It's about two completely different styles of sprinting. Gout Gout has built his reputation on unbelievable top-end speed, turning races into dramatic comebacks over the final meters. Tate Taylor, meanwhile, has shown he can explode from the blocks and maintain incredible speed all the way to the finish, even against world-class competition. The numbers are astonishing. The records are historic. Yet statistics alone can't answer the biggest question. When two once-in-a-generation talents finally collide under championship pressure, what really happens? Does Gout Gout's devastating closing speed prove unstoppable? Or does Tate Taylor's recent rise signal the beginning of a new era? The world has been waiting for this race. And by the time the finish line appears, one young sprinter could change the future of the 200 meters forever. Long before the headlines, the predictions, and the growing rivalry, Gout Gout and Tate Taylor were simply two teenagers chasing the same dream. They grew up on opposite sides of the world, trained under different systems, and followed completely different paths. Yet somehow, those paths have led to the exact same place, the starting line of the 200 meters at the 2026 World Junior Championships. For Gout Gout, the journey has been nothing short of remarkable. Representing Australia, he quickly became one of the most talked about young sprinters in athletics. Every race seemed to produce another viral highlight. Fans weren't just impressed by his victories, they were amazed by how he won. Again and again, he appeared to trail early before unleashing an incredible burst of speed in the final stretch, swallowing up the field with a finish that looked almost effortless. That closing speed became his trademark. Coaches studied it. Analysts compared it with some of the fastest finishers the sport has ever seen. Every time Gout stepped onto the track, there was a sense that something extraordinary might happen before the finish line. His performances backed up the excitement. Personal bests kept falling, and each improvement hinted that his ceiling was still far beyond what anyone had seen. Even when critics questioned whether the hype had become too large, Gout answered the only way an athlete can, by running even faster. One of the clearest examples came when he produced an exceptional 150-meter performance, setting a national record and proving his speed extended well beyond flashy highlights. It wasn't simply another fast race. It was evidence that his development was continuing at an incredible pace. The performance suggested he possessed the endurance and top-end speed necessary to challenge the world's best over the full 200 meters. Yet success often creates expectations that become difficult to escape. Every race suddenly carried enormous pressure. Fans expected records. Media outlets expected headlines. Social media analyzed every split, every stride, and every finish. If Gout won comfortably, people expected even more. If he didn't dominate, questions immediately followed. Had he peaked too early? Was the competition finally catching up? Could he still live up to the enormous expectations surrounding his career? Instead of letting those doubts define him, Gout continued to trust the process. His performances remained consistent, and his confidence never appeared shaken. Behind the scenes, every race became another lesson, another opportunity to prepare for the championships that mattered most. Meanwhile, thousands of miles away in the United States, another young star was quietly building his own reputation. Tate Taylor's rise looked very different. While Gout's name had already become familiar across international track circles, Taylor spent much of his early career proving himself through one outstanding performance after another in the fiercely competitive American high school system. Every meet presented a new challenge, and every victory had to be earned against athletes determined to make names for themselves. His raw speed was obvious from the beginning, but what truly separated him was his ability to perform under pressure. Taylor didn't simply run fast times. He consistently delivered when the competition was strongest. As the seasons progressed, his confidence grew alongside his performances. National records began falling. Coaches praised not only his speed but also his maturity and racing intelligence. Unlike many young sprinters who relied on one strength, Taylor demonstrated balance throughout the race, from powerful acceleration to remarkable speed maintenance over the closing meters. Then came the breakthrough that changed everything. At the Prefontaine Classic, one of the sport's most prestigious meets, Taylor shocked the athletics world. Racing against elite international competition, including an Olympic champion, the high school senior didn't just compete, he won. His stunning 19.75-second performance instantly transformed him from a promising junior into one of the most talked-about sprinters on the planet. Suddenly, the conversation changed. This was no longer just the story of Gout Gout's dominance. For the first time, fans around the world began asking a much bigger question. Had the World Junior Championships just become the stage for the greatest junior 200-meter showdown the sport has ever witnessed? The moment Tate Taylor crossed the finish line at the Prefontaine Classic, the conversation around junior sprinting changed almost overnight. Until then, Gout Gout had been the name most fans associated with the future of the 200 meters. But Taylor's victory proved that another extraordinary talent had arrived, and he was ready to challenge anyone, regardless of age or reputation. Winning a race is one thing. Winning against world-class competition is something entirely different. Taylor's performance wasn't simply fast. It was composed, confident, and fearless. Running into a slight headwind, he produced one of the quickest junior 200-meter times ever recorded. More importantly, he didn't look overwhelmed by the occasion. Instead, he looked like he belonged among the sport's biggest names. Track and field experts immediately began comparing his performance with some of the greatest junior races in history. Many pointed to the context rather than just the stopwatch. Here was a high school athlete defeating experienced international sprinters on one of the sport's biggest stages. Performances like that don't happen often. But while Taylor was making headlines in the United States, Gout Gout was quietly reminding everyone why he remained one of the most exciting athletes in the world. Earlier in the season, some critics questioned whether his momentum had slowed after a few races that didn't meet the enormous expectations surrounding him. For many young athletes, constant public scrutiny can become a distraction. Every result is analyzed. Every split time becomes a debate. Every performance is compared with previous races. Gout answered those questions the way champions usually do, on the track. His national record performance over 150 meters showcased exactly what had made him such a special prospect in the first place. His acceleration into top speed looked effortless, and once he reached full stride, very few athletes in the world appeared capable of matching his closing power. What fascinated analysts most wasn't simply the finishing time. It was how he achieved it. Throughout his career, Gout has developed a reputation for producing devastating final sections of races. Instead of relying entirely on explosive starts, he often builds momentum before reaching another gear in the closing meters. That unique racing style has become one of his greatest strengths, allowing him to hunt down competitors who appeared comfortably ahead only moments earlier. Taylor, however, presents an entirely different challenge. His races often begin with outstanding acceleration, placing immediate pressure on everyone around him. Combined with his ability to maintain speed deep into the race, that makes him exceptionally difficult to catch. Against most opponents, creating an early lead is enough to secure victory. Against Gout Gout, though, nothing is guaranteed. That's exactly why fans are so captivated by this matchup. One athlete appears strongest at the beginning of the race. The other often looks unstoppable at the end. Their contrasting styles create a fascinating tactical battle where every meter matters. Then there's the psychological element. Neither athlete has spent years competing directly against the other. Most of the rivalry has been built through performances, statistics, and comparisons rather than head-to-head races. That creates an unusual kind of pressure. Every record, every personal best, and every victory becomes part of a larger conversation about who truly deserves to be called the world's best junior sprinter. Social media has only intensified that debate. Supporters of Gout Gout point to his world junior record, extraordinary finishing speed, and remarkable consistency. Taylor's fans counter with his breakthrough victories against elite professional competition and his ability to deliver under the brightest lights. Every new race fuels fresh arguments, while analysts continue breaking down split times, wind conditions, and race strategies in search of answers. The truth is, both sides have compelling evidence. And that's what makes this rivalry feel so different. For once, there isn't a clear favorite. There are only two exceptional young athletes, both entering the biggest race of their junior careers with momentum, confidence, and something to prove. Now, with the World Junior Championships approaching, the debate is about to leave social media and enter the stadium. The comparisons, predictions, and statistics will finally give way to the only thing that truly matters, the race itself. As the countdown to the 2026 World Junior Championships continues, anticipation has reached a level rarely seen for a junior sprint event. This isn't just another race on the schedule. For many fans, coaches, and athletes, it represents a glimpse into the future of men's sprinting. The winner won't simply leave with a gold medal, they could establish themselves as the athlete to watch for years to come. History shows that junior success doesn't always guarantee senior dominance. Countless promising athletes have dazzled at youth championships only to struggle as the competition grew stronger. Injuries, expectations, and the transition to the professional level have ended many careers before they truly began. That reality makes this showdown even more significant. Both Gout Gout and Tate Taylor understand that talent alone is no longer enough. Every race now comes with greater pressure, stronger opponents, and higher expectations. The margin between victory and defeat has become incredibly small. One imperfect start, one slight loss of rhythm around the curve, or one technical mistake can decide everything. For Gout Gout, the championship is an opportunity to reinforce what many already believe, that his world junior record and remarkable consistency are signs of a future global superstar. Winning the title would silence many of the questions raised whenever critics suggest other young sprinters are beginning to catch him. It would also prove that his success isn't built on isolated performances but on the ability to deliver when the stakes are highest. For Tate Taylor, the race represents something equally meaningful. His victory at the Prefontaine Classic introduced him to the global athletics audience, but championship racing presents an entirely different challenge. Fast times are impressive, but medals often require patience, discipline, and the ability to manage pressure over multiple rounds. If he can capture the World Junior title after defeating another elite field, it would confirm that his breakthrough season was no coincidence. Yet this story is about more than two athletes competing against one another. Their rivalry has sparked renewed excitement for track and field, particularly among younger fans. In recent years, sprinting has searched for its next generation of stars as established champions move through different stages of their careers. Seeing two teenagers produce performances that invite comparisons with some of the world's best has reminded fans why the sport remains so captivating. The excitement also comes from uncertainty. Unlike races where one athlete enters as the overwhelming favorite, this final feels almost impossible to predict. Gout Gout's devastating top-end speed could erase even the largest deficit in the closing meters. Tate Taylor's explosive acceleration and impressive speed maintenance could leave everyone chasing him before they even reach the halfway mark. Every possible outcome seems believable. Perhaps Gout times his finish perfectly and storms past in the final strides. Perhaps Taylor builds an early advantage that proves impossible to overcome. Or perhaps both athletes push each other to performances that redefine what junior sprinters are capable of achieving. Whatever happens, the result will likely extend far beyond one championship. Their rivalry has already inspired countless young athletes who see two teenagers proving that age doesn't have to limit ambition. It has encouraged deeper conversations about coaching, athlete development, and the incredible level junior sprinting has reached around the world. Years from now, fans may look back on this championship as the moment a legendary rivalry truly began. Not because one athlete defeated the other, but because two extraordinary talents met at exactly the right time, pushing each other toward levels neither might have reached alone. When the athletes finally settle into their starting blocks, everything else will disappear. The predictions, comparisons, statistics, and online debates will no longer matter. There will be only one curve, one straightaway, and one finish line. And somewhere within those few unforgettable seconds, the next chapter in the future of world sprinting will be written. What do you think will happen when Gout Gout and Tate Taylor finally line up in the same championship final? Will Gout Gout's incredible closing speed carry him to another historic victory, or is Tate Taylor ready to announce himself as the new king of junior sprinting? Let us know your prediction in the comments below. We'd love to hear who you're backing and why. If you enjoyed this documentary and want more in-depth stories covering the biggest moments, rising stars, and unforgettable rivalries in track and field, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss our next documentary. The future of sprinting is unfolding right before our eyes, and this could be just the beginning of a rivalry that defines an entire generation. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next documentary.